Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I got some a little bit more information about the Uvalde situation there and what was been going on. Not too much of an update, so this video might be actually quite short. But from what we can see here, it's just like I apparently didn't receive 911 calls, which may have been addressed from the last video, but I don't think that was. There was just reports of them specifically kids calling 911, but there being no response. So it says, Gutierrez, Uvalde CSID police chief, didn't receive 911 calls from inside school. The commander at the scene of a shooting at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, was not informed of panicked 911 calls from students trapped inside the building as the massacre unfolded, as Texas state senators said Thursday. Senator Roland Gutierrez said the pleas for help from people inside Robb Elementary School on May 24th did not make their way to School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo. The Democratic senator called it a system failure that calls were going to the city police, but were not committed to Arredondo. Which makes me to believe onto why this case was, because normally I don't see how that's remotely possible at all. Because normally if you call 911, it would be directed to the police chief or whatever, or anybody that would be mostly directed to that city's dispatch, right? So why would it not be directed to Arredondo? And that doesn't really fix anything. He still did a horrible decision in the first place, so it doesn't really change anything, in my opinion. I want to know specifically who was receiving the 911 calls, Gutierrez said during a news conference, adding that no single person or entity was fully to blame for the massacre. What do you mean? I'm pretty sure that the police were to blame, and I'm pretty sure the commander would be to be blamed. You trying to redirect exactly and not to place blame on anyone is completely asinine, and I don't know what your problem is, but again, there is blame. You blame the police because 19 kids died, and then you blame the commander that didn't direct it correctly anyways. Regardless whether he did not get the call, he knew kids were in trouble. He knew that kids that were a problem was in a problem, so he didn't have them go in. So it required the border patrol to actually do anything, and that also doesn't help the fact that the police tased mothers and fathers, preventing them from going in, and then pepper spraying them, and them not going themselves. So I mean, again, I don't know where you're getting at this, but 100% the police are at fault here. There is to be a blame. Everybody there's to be to take the full blame. Honestly, the full blame would go to Arredondo, but the police really did not help the situation. However, he said Greg Abbott should accept much of the responsibility for the failures in the police response. I don't see how Greg Abbott would have anything to do with this, because considering this was the fault at the police level. Okay, we're gonna find out who you are exactly, because it sounds like you might be a Democrat. If you're a Republican, then you need to be out as well, because I don't know where. Again, you can't blame Abbott for something that he doesn't get calls for or response for. The only thing Abbott could technically, I would say, be blamed for is maybe not doing enough to I guess have more security measures and more things to protect it. But other than that, no. I mean, he can't be blamed as much, even though I'm pretty sure he takes guilt as well. There was error at every level, including the legislative level. Greg Abbott has plenty of blame in all of this. Again, I don't think he is nearly as much blame as the police. 19 children and two teachers died in the attack at Robb Elementary School, the deadliest shooting in nearly a decade. 17 more were injured. Funerals for those slain began this week. Where is the 17 more here? Exactly. What are you partaking in this? Where you can't say 19. and then 2 teachers died, and then have say 17 more were injured. Oh, are you saying that like 17 more were actually injured at the school? Which I don't hear any reports or anything of seeing any other kids or people injured in this situation. I see the 19 deaths and I see the 2 adult deaths. I don't see anything else that would require to 17 more injured. So he's going to be more elaborate here. I don't know. I didn't see anything. If there was, then my God. But again, I haven't, out of all the articles that I've been seeing and reading, I do not see any of this. Funerals for those slain began this week. The gunman, 18-year-old, again, I'm not going to say his name because I do not want his name to be out there, spent roughly 80 minutes inside the school, and more than an hour passed from when the first officers followed him into the building and when he was killed by law enforcement. Since the shooting, law enforcement and state officials have struggled to present an accurate timeline and details of the event and how police responded, sometimes providing conflicting information or withdrawing some statements hours later. State police have said some accounts were preliminary and may change as more witnesses are interviewed. Much of the focus turned to Arredondo. Stephen McCraw, the head of the Texas Department of Public Safety, said Arredondo believed the situation had turned into a hostage situation and made the wrong decision to not order officers to attempt to breach the classroom as 911 calls were being made to the outside. Again, that's already been debunked and by a whole bunch of other people saying that one man can be able to hold this up. So again, that's not really that's not really an excuse, or really, I would say, or anything of the mount. So again, that's a real excuse. So that's already been disputed by other people in situations like this or similar. So again, Gutierrez has said it's unclear if any details from the 911 calls was being shared with law enforcement officers from multiple entries on the scene. Uvalde PD was the one receiving the 911 calls for 4 to 5 minutes, while officers were sitting in a hallway, while 19 officers were sitting in a hallway for 4 to 5 minutes, Gutierrez says. We don't know if it was being communicated to those people or not, which actually makes it worse, though. Because if there was, 19 officers sitting in a hallway, and then that just means that they could have done something. That makes it worse, not better. But the senator said the Commission on State Emergency Communications told him school district police chief did not know. He's an incident commander. He did not receive the 911 calls, Gutierrez says. Oh, I don't care for whether he did or didn't. He made a decision that was stupid and dumb, and he knew the situation there, and he should have had his police go in anyways to secure a perimeter. They did not do that. They refused to go in, and that's that. Police communications were also a problem in 2019 when a gunman shot and killed 7 people and wounded more than 24 during a shooting rampage in Odessa, Texas. Authorities said at the time that the 36-year-old Seth Aaron Ator called 911 before and after the shootings, but a failure in communication between agencies. They were not all operating on the same radio channel. Slow the response, Ator was able to cover some 10 miles before officers shot and killed him. Again, so, okay. Cool, but again, I don't see how you don't put blame. You still put blame on the people. So what are you exactly? I really want to know who you are. Because So you are a Texas senator, District 19. And I don't know what affiliation that you're in. Of course he's a Democrat. Of course he is. Wow. Okay. So that makes a lot of sense onto why he would say those things. It makes a lot of sense because he was automatically attacking Greg Abbott, even though he doesn't have very much to do with a lot of the situations here other than trying to put in stuff. And he's trying to take responsibility regardless of that and fix those issues. I'm not a huge fan of Greg Abbott because I think some of the things he does is stupid. But again, I don't see how this has anything. You not blaming the police is a huge problem. I cannot believe you're not going to actually blame the police in this. See what I mean, guys? How these guys are evil? How the Democrats are just strictly fucking just evil, disgusting people? Oh, let's not blame the police, even though they're the main reason that happened. Let's blame Abbott, even though he didn't instruct the police officers to stand down. Oh, let's not blame the guy that that ordered them to stand down. Oh, yeah, let's not blame them. Okay, that's just great. Yeah, good job, Gutierrez. You're a piece of shit. I can't believe you would not. I can't believe you were gonna say this. You're garbage. And please don't run again. That's it for the video, guys. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.